What's up, Buckaroo?
Yo, 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 yo. What up?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, yeah. I got it
That's
fixed.
that's amazing. That's amazing. What was the issue anyway?
So, you know what voice meter is?
No, not really. What is that?
So, it's this like insanely complicated software. Like I have the simple version of it pretty much. Let me send you a screenshot of this, dude. It's um and I've been using it for years and I still don't understand it, to be totally honest with you. But I just sent it to in general.
Uh
But it's
huh.
like it's it lets you take any audio source like input or output in relation to your computer and create new inputs, new outputs, new like sound sources, route them anywhere, route multiple sound sources into one, split up sound sources and like send them to like so the way that I have my streaming setup thing is I have the audio from my PC going into an Elgato to like
Mm-hmm.
stream it, to record it. And then I also want the audio to go to my headphones. So I can take the audio from my PC and send it into both with just software. I don't need any hardware or anything like that. But voice meter apparently doesn't work well with Discord. So, but I got that fixed. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
what you want to talk about?
No, what I had in mind was okay. So a bit of quasi backstory. I randomly, as you know, I mean, I told you as much in chat the other day. I came across your shit uh, via your reaction to Rim versus Trainwrecks. It was like a couple of years ago, I think, at this point, and
Oh,
it was just a super. It was like a super random find. You know what I mean? Like one of those days where just you kind of get recommended random shit on YouTube for no reason. And yeah, namely, I mean, I don't know if you remember any of this, but like, uh, it just seemed to me. Let's just start with this. Uh, it just seemed to me you were going a bit too hard on Rem while giving, and I feel like there's like a grander point to this. But like it felt to me like you were going way too hard on Rem while giving Trainwrecks sort of this commons folk benefit of the doubt, if you know what I mean. Like, oh, he's not a scholar, so he deserves more charity rather than the guy that's kind of pretentious but is ultimately like
yeah.
in the field in some way. Does this make sense? As like a
I definitely was. I definitely was. Um, I like train wrecks. Like I like his like occasionally I'll come across one of his clips and it's always like really funny. So I want to first instinct like defend train.
mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, I did not know who the other guy was, Rem or whatever. I don't even know who that is. Uh, I don't remember exactly what I said in the video, but I remember after I posted it, I just clipped it, posted it. I was like, damn, like there's a lot of videos on my channel. I think like half of the videos on my channel, I think if you hold them up to a certain level of scrutiny, I don't know if you feel this way, but um I just I feel like I could be called out a lot for saying just inflammatory shit or shit to get like a reaction and stuff like
Dude,
that.
same,
Um
same,
that being said,
absolutely.
okay, I know that part of that is irrational. Part of that is like you're your own harshest critic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm noticing like the littlest discrepancies in the things that I'm saying and going like, damn, someone could really call this out. But so far, no one's you're actually the first person to go like, hey, this video you made was kind of biased. Um, so but I know so many of them are. I actually have a lot of private videos because I'm like, damn, dude, I don't want people giving me shit for this one. But when it comes to like people like making fun of controversial people, I don't mind because I don't get attacked for it. But lately I've actually been trying to go hard on like going the other way, like trying to like I made like a stream. I did a stream and I clipped it where it was like I was defending Mizkif. You know, like you seen that stuff happening lately with like the sexual assault allegations and all that?
I've seen a little bit. I ultimately don't know what's going on, but I take it it's bad. LOL.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure. But I went in with the approach. I'm like, okay, everyone's saying this. I want to say something a little different. And then I went into my like YouTube upload thing, and it was like 10% liked, like 90% disliked. So that happened. But you know what? I don't even care. I'm gonna start doing that. But it's fun to like go against the grain like that. But with Train, there's also another. Occasionally, he reminds me in a clip. Occasionally, he'll go in and say some point, and he'll go on and on and on about it, and it sounds like it's like super serious or whatever it is, and then he'll say some like he'll incorporate some gay joke into it or something like that in the end, and I'm like, okay, this is a performance. He's trying to entertain, you know? There's a humility to that I respect. And I think I'm just gonna like I want to counterbalance this imbalance that I see of like people creating these barriers to entry of like, oh, my opinion is worth more than yours because I have the label of an expert or I have the label of a college degree or
Mm-hmm.
this thing. Like they attach themselves to that, they attach to their identity, and then that becomes a thing that they defend, and they go like it's a like they want the exclusivity, they want that I was thinking about this earlier. I was talking to this dude, and he was pitching a kind of an unethical business, a gambling related business. But I mean, he does it a lot. But he was like, "Oh, we should open up like this thing in this place," and you know, it's exploitative, like gambling wise, which Train also does, and that's definitely a criticism for him. But and we can get into that if you want to. But he said in the meeting, he's like, if we don't do this, somebody else will. That's always the excuse. I saw a clip of like Matan Evan interviewing Bonnie Blue or whatever, the porn star, and he's like, "Do you feel bad about like, corrupting the minds of the youth?" And she's like, "No, because if I don't do it, somebody else will." And and I remember a long time ago, someone pitched me a project of like, okay, here's a way we can use like social media and technology to like actually make something good. It's actually deeply complicated. I don't even want to explain it. It starts with a family tree and then it goes off, and it actually works like really well to connect people, but it's a complicated software to build. But he told me, he's like, if we don't do this, nobody else will. And I noticed that pattern, and it's like when people are creating like real value in the world, you have like a small, like simple thought experiment of like a very small society of like 100 people, and they're like just satisfying each other's basic needs, cooking, growing food, taking water out the well, like super basic primitive society, and they're only focused on creating value because they have to, because there's no like abundance of resources. If they say something like, oh, if we don't do this, then somebody else will, then that doesn't spark an urgency in them to go do it. That's like, hey, we can rest, we can relax, like value is being created. It's not like there's a system in place and we can leech value off of it, and if we don't do it, somebody else will, and it'll be harder for us to leech off of it. But it's more like, if this value is created, that means there's more for everyone. There's more for us. It'll be cheaper to get these things. It'll be easier to get the food and the water and the basic necessities and things like that. So if we don't do it, somebody else will, in a good endeavor, in a game that actually like provides value, like positive value for people, is actually a great thing. So it's not like something to like, oh, we have to do this, we have to do this, and keep it secret, don't let anyone know what we're doing and all that stuff. And and I'm like, if these institutions that go like, oh, this is an expert, this is the PhD, if all these Ivy League schools and all this stuff just all of a sudden went like, you know what, we're actually gonna like provide real value to the point where we're not like selling courses like Iman Gaji or whatever, but in like Andrew Tate Hustlers University selling a course to make all of our money, even though they do it in a way more sophisticated way. Instead of just like charging money for the education, we're gonna like have it be a mentorship thing where everyone's like working together for a common goal to pursue the fields that they're interested in and develop that field and all that stuff. And we're just gonna work with them because they're creating value, and that value will add enough value to us to create a reputation, and it's like a responsibility. So a lot of people wouldn't want to go into it because it's a difficult thing. It's not a thing where you look at it and you're like, oh, I can get some value out of this. I can, take something for myself and have a level of prestige or whatever. But instead, it's like a major responsibility, and only the people that are drawn to those like high-end schools are people that are like, okay, I want to take on the extremely difficult task of giving a lot of myself, of creating, rather than just, maximizing whatever I can to consume as much as possible or get as rich as possible or whatever. And if the school were to just open themselves up like that and say we're cutting out everything that's just consumptive and only keeping the creative tasks, it would completely dismantle all of the status of the alumni. It would completely like destroy their whole like aura of having like low acceptance rate and all this stuff. And it's just I mean, I could ramble about this on and on and on, but the patterns with these like people that call themselves experts who then go on to create barriers to entry for other people and go like, yeah, no, you're not able to have an opinion on the same level as me or talk to me about this topic or whatever because of your label, because of your identity. Not because like you can't be educated on this or whatever, but because it's just a foregone conclusion. You can't talk to me about this unless you reach this like standard that was set that I managed to reach or whatever, because of some piece of paper or something like that. So I'm always like wary of when people don't have the humility to realize like this stuff really is not that serious, and it's only serious when people take it seriously. And these labels like really mean nothing. If we're just throwing a football around in the backyard, like your status and all this stuff like means nothing to me. So when people go in with that like pretentiousness, maybe to me, maybe like it's just way more disgusting to me than it is to like most other people, but I'm really disgusted by it. I don't like it, and I automatically assume the worst.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, okay, do you have any like formal background in academia or
No, not
no?
really.
Okay, cool. I agree with you. Because like, okay, so I have a bachelor's in cultural studies. I'm getting my master's soon, actually this year, if everything goes according to plan. But what I was about to say is that I agree with you, not just in terms of like that initial hunch that like the barrier to entry that's just kind of being assumed by an institution is bad, but also it's literally bad, right? It just creates not only division in terms of like how we acquire knowledge, but also in terms of like how this knowledge is being presented, and it's I would argue just in terms of like bad utility that institutions should not produce people that are like so pretentious that they don't even want to engage in conversation. But ultimately, like the issue I took is just that prolonged positioning of like, oh, um, you came into this feeling, you came into this feeling like you're hot shit, and I'm gonna call you out on it. Whereas I don't feel like, I mean, obviously, Train is like very entertaining and shit, but beyond that, I don't think there's like a. This is gonna sound super bad to say, and a bit contradictory as well. I don't think there's like a intellectual value to what he's doing. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like very entertaining and fun to watch and all that. I just don't know, especially when it comes to like having debates surrounding philosophy in particular. You're gonna have to engage with the literature in some way if you wish to, you know, have these difficult discussions, which I don't think he did. Whether or not Rem did that, I don't know. I honestly can't tell. Uh, Obviously, I have a lot of issues with him as well. That's also been well documented. I just don't know. Like, I'm posing this as like an open question. How do we reconcile the need to. Like, how do we reconcile the fact that, you know, these difficult conversations should be quote unquote guided in some way? And also the mere fact that we are supposed to, you know, not be considered as like ivory tower types. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm. I think in general, Train is more of a like a lot of content creators. There's like addiction is a strong word, but there's definitely like a sort of addictive pathway into watching him where I also with the gambling stuff, but like yeah, he's not like providing any like value intellectually to his audience, but he's taking their time and their attention and offering them like a few laughs,
Mm-hmm.
so there's not like that I think there was times, and maybe there still is times. I haven't seen clips in a while, but there still is times probably where he like takes himself seriously and tries to go in like he's like this like smart intellectual guy and all this stuff, and he has all these like grand, well thought out opinions to say. Um, but yeah, I don't think he offers much value intellectual wise. But he is funny. But I think I don't think this stuff is supposed to be taken that seriously by either of them, or even by me in that video.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would not make that video today. I think the really serious issues, like actually serious issues, should be as accessible as possible. I think the common man, like the average common man, should know like the basics of all the any issue that society deems as important. Any of them about like you know self sustainability. Like, I don't know. And if a society deems an issue as important, it shouldn't be left to a group of people that is uh, like there's resistance from holding them from the common man holding them accountable. It should be like a everyone has some responsibility in this. And outside of that, I think all the other issues are like not that serious. Where it's like they can be treated more as like games. They can be treated more as like okay, we want to like the field of like philosophy or whatever it is. We just want to progress the field. We want to grow the field or move it forward or move it in a different direction, evolve it in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't think it should be like a. I think all of us took it way too seriously.
Could be. I mean, that's kind of an angle I didn't really pursue because it just felt to me like shit like this kind of essentializes, the work, like the intellectual labor, quote unquote. But I see what you mean. I mean, there's definitely like merit in that perspective.
Oh, for the
Um,
intellectual labor, for sure. There is like a lot of stuff. Oh, my bad. I interrupted. I do that a lot.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
don't worry about it. It was just I was just thinking out loud. There wasn't even a statement behind this.
Yeah. So I like. There's definitely. It's just like when I look back at so many of the like philosophical debates, like not even debates, like philosophical, even like discussions, it always like it feels in the moment like it's a big deal. But when I look back at it and I try to imagine I'm somebody else watching the clip on my channel, I'm like, this stuff affects nothing. Like if this clip was shown to a million people or shown to zero people, it would make no difference on the world. It might just waste everyone's time actually. Like so much of it is like I think we just have this like insatiable craving to compartmentalize things in our head and you know it becomes fun. We treat it like a game, but and maybe even a competition sometimes. But I really don't think I'm going out on a limb because I honestly don't even remember what the debate was about.
Hmm.
I don't think the debate was about anything that actually even matters.
No,
Like
not at
for the
all.
common man, for like,
Not at
but
all.
I think that kind of stuff. It has its value in that it could be fun, and I think if there's no fun involved in it, I honestly, it's hard for me to make a case for its existence. I think the priority for these kinds of things that like, you know, the we can call it arts, even though I wouldn't constrain the definition of art to something so small, but like, things that seemingly on the surface don't have any like necessity to exist, but like we enjoy their existence or we find beauty in them or something like that. I think like these things, they should serve the purpose of like being fun. And I think if they don't do that, like, why bother?
No, I mean with that, and just on like a level of a sentiment, I definitely agree with you. It's just that I mean there is kind of a level of, oh, how much charitability do we want to assign to these people? Because like sure, I agree that it has to be entertaining, but it also should be kind of, not that it must be entertaining. It would be good if it was entertaining, right, to a certain extent. But like again, there has to be some, at least in my view, there has to be like some modicum of intellectual labor happening for your arguments to be taken seriously. Although, again, at the end of the day, uh, any type of public personality that's ultimately engaging in this YouTube slash streamer business should be given some amount of leeway, I think. Because, like, obviously, at the end of the day, none of these people are. You're not supposed to be getting your political education or like even philosophy education from these people. At the end of the day, if you want to pursue an education, you should pursue an education, right? So it's kind of
True,
a,
true.
all of it seems like a very, like a like a huge open-ended question. Basically, is what this is. There is no right way to tackle it. At the end of the day, you can only assume that your way is correct and that your methodology behind how you approached these types of things, you can only assume to a certain extent that you you have it right. But there's
My
always like,
methodology, like, okay, yeah.
I was just gonna say that there's like always this prevailing voice in the back of our minds saying that like, oh, maybe I'm full of shit. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, maybe I'm the one that needs to be checked.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm sure if I watched Rem's content before and came to like them, like I don't even know who they were, and I wasn't really watching Train like that, then I'm pretty much positive that I would have been on Rem's side.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. When did you? What was your first exposure to this streamer world in the first place?
So, I mean, being on the internet, you hear about streamers like doing things and publicity stunts and I'd hear about like random stuff like way back in the day, 2013, 14, stuff like that, with like you know Ice Poseidon and like someone like a bomb threat on stream and like Pokimane saying the N word and
Uh
all
huh.
that stuff. And then in like 2015, I was like, okay, I've had enough of watching random Etika clips like on Instagram and iFunny, which I hopped back on iFunny in like around that time for like a little bit, but then it became too riddled with ads. But it was not bad. But I don't know if you know what iFunny is. It was an app like from way back in the day, and then it died.
Yeah, I
It was like
remember
one
iFunny.
of like the yeah, 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 yeah. So I hopped back on it, and his clips were all over that for a little while, and then I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna watch this guy. So I started watching him. That became really fun. I watched him for a while, and then I'm like, then I got addicted. Came home from school every day. I'd be watching him after I came home from school. His energy was crazy, and then since then I just it's calmed down a lot since then, obviously, but like because I'm like a grown individual, I'm not in school anymore, but um I've always on my YouTube recommended. There's always been at least one or two streamers that whose clips like will show up, and they'll fill that void. They'll fill like a little bit of that fix, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
at one point it was like Mizkif filled that fix like in the really really early days. and then I would jump from person to person. And Train was one of these people who like his clips would just pop up, and it was always the most obscene. Like it was. I relished in watching the fact that he would say the most unexpected thing, and it became like a game. It became like, okay, I'm gonna try to predict where he's gonna take this. I'm gonna try to predict the insane, like, unbelievably, you know, out of left field, like gay simp joke that he's gonna make, that he's gonna tie into this somehow, that'll like kind of make sense, but not really if you really think about it. But it's just like something really stupid to say, and how he's gonna tie that into something that you're watching the first half of it and you're like, oh, this seems like a pretty solid idea, and then just throws a curveball out of left field, and trying to predict it was impossible. It's literally impossible. That guy's mind. I mean, it's hard to say if it's entirely his mind. Obviously, he has assistants. He's been, on every drug known to human existence for quite some time. So, he's definitely. It's not all him that's doing it. But yeah, he was just one of them. He was just one of them in the slew of people who would come and go here and there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a. I don't know. It always feels to me like there's a. I'm doing like a huge write up right now where I kind of want to give streaming its proper history. Um, so I want to like not necessarily even chronologically. I just want to like put forward a case for streaming as like a medium that should be taken seriously, for the lack of a better
Dude, I love
term.
that. I love that because, yeah, I think like okay, I think the future platforms that will like be the next evolution of like the job market and of schooling and things like that are all gonna like integrate in one way or another, like the ability to just talk to people who are working in their field, who are doing whatever they're doing. Like if I go into Twitch, the categories are like software development and co-working, and those are the only two ones that I'm like, oh, so these are the only, like, they're not organized at all. These are the only two ones where it's like people are actually like doing stuff. Because I thought about this and I'm like, I want to hire some passionate like developers. I want to hire some developers who like genuinely love what they do, and because I want people to like be thorough when like I work with them on like creating software. So I mean that they create the software. I'm not gonna. I hate coding, to be honest, but like trying to look for people who trying to filter out people on all these other platforms who there's no way to tell what their intention is. There's no way. It's not possible. These other platforms I've posted on like job applications on this stuff. I'm like, hey, let's be partners. I'll give you a share of my company. If you're interested in this project, you want to work on this project with me, I'll pay you a little bit. You know what? Screw it. If you live in my state, come through, live with me, sleep on my couch, Like it's weird and it's bold, and there's like I have a vision for it, and maybe it's a little out there. Actually, it definitely is a little out there. I'm not going to deny that. There's definitely a lot of like hippie philosophy in that too, but um, it just feels like even if there's not like a need for it, there's definitely a feeling for like a market for like I could just go on Twitch and just like watch these guys talk in their chat, connect with them, hop on their Discord, like talk to them and get to know them, and maybe play some games with them, things like that, and you know develop a kind of relationship like that, and then start working with them on different kinds of projects. And um it's been a struggle on Twitch and all that stuff to like find people. I did try it for a little bit. It's been like 20-30 minutes a day, just like going through the categories and just like trying to like go on them, chat. Most people like they had no mic. Most people they did not respond to chat. Most people were like accounts that were made like a week ago or that streamed once and then never streamed again. So it was a bit of a struggle, and then a lot of the accounts were like occasionally the account that would actually have like a really nice setup and they'd actually talk to chat and things like that. Would be people that were really big. They always had something else going on, so I couldn't like pitch something to them, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think there's got to be some integration of a technology that achieves a similar purpose to streaming for like actually connecting people in some way in something in the future. I feel like it'll be pivotal.
No, it will. It absolutely will. But I feel like there's a. I mean, what you kind of described right now, it's just a matter of like uh, platform integration and like adapting to different algos as well. Because like, I don't know. I feel like not a big streamer by any chance, but like the most traction I ever got, given that I'm streaming on multiple platforms and the setup is always the same. The most interaction, we began this conversation by talking about trains. So ironically enough, I mean, the biggest traction I ever got was on Kick of all places. So I feel like
Oh,
that's kind of the future, right? The algorithm where based on how many views you get, that's the degree to which the platform pushes your shit, if that makes sense.
yeah,
That's kind of a, I don't know, that feels to me at least like a way in which these platforms, Twitch included and YouTube and all them, are going to have to kind of come to terms with the fact that their culture that they kind of cultivated on their sites doesn't really work for smaller creators and what they want to do, regardless of the branch or the niche or whatever. Um, uh,
yeah, for
so
sure.
I
Twitch does
don't
not care. It's clear that they don't care.
at all,
But
at all.
wait, so you multi-stream?
Yep, on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. Right now, I'm only on
Oh,
Kick
wait, how do you
because
do it?
Restream. I don't know if you ever heard of the platform, but it's like a uh, so it has
Yeah, isn't it paid though?
if you want to do more than I think two sources at once, so like more than like streaming on two platforms at once, you're gonna have to pay something for it, yeah. But I don't know. It's like it's a neat little tool. I would suggest investing in that regardless, right? Because
Oh, yeah,
what
I'm looking at it right now.
yeah, what you get out of it is fucking great. I used to use it when I had like an old laptop that I used to stream from, and so I couldn't even run OBS. That's how bad it was. And Restream has this neat little function where it kind of allows you to stream out of your browser, share your screen and all that. But also you can use it as like a double encoder for or like just its own encoder, and then you stream from OBS to its port, and then it ports out to
Oh,
different platforms.
yeah, you could even stream on TikTok, which I don't know. I mean, I hear a lot of hype about that, but I don't know if that's actually anything.
It kind of depends on what kind of audience you want to cultivate, right? If you want to be cool with the young kids, then yeah, for sure, that would be the. But I mean, I swear a lot, and the convos I have, and I don't think they would appeal to Gen Alpha types. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
I lack the, which is kind of a tough pill to swallow. I feel like I lack the entertaining factor just because
Um,
I'm so autistic about this.
who knows? Who knows? Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
Have you tried it out?
I mean, no, not really, but I've seen what happens on there, and I don't know where I would
Mm.
fit in a space like that. But yeah, I don't know. I might give it a go actually, just to see how it sticks, if it sticks at all. Um,
Yeah, because I think TikTok's algorithm is like really like it's it's really varied. I think it's really very like based on the person.
uh huh.
Um, but I think there's a ton of niches. And I think a lot of the reason why people feel like it's such a bubble, or it's like, oh, TikTok is this way or it's that way, is because they're so good at, like, their algorithm is so good. And I looked into their algorithm before, and it's like really it's ingenious. but it's so good at like locking people into exactly what they want to see and what they like, what gets them hooked to scrolling, that you don't really see anything else. And then people go in with this idea of like, people tell me they're like, oh, everyone's the same, everyone's watching the same content, and I'm like, no, the fact that you're saying that shows how deeply TikTok's algorithm moves you rather than you moving it.
Uh
And
huh.
and I think maybe it could work out. I mean, if you're already paying for Restream, I feel like might as well try it out. Who knows? It might hit some part of the algorithm that actually has an audience you might like. I know there's hella offensive memes on TikTok that are just kind of hidden, and they don't show up on they don't show up on most things. Let me send you my TikTok. Go through my likes, and you'll find like, oh, this is Instagram Reels type offensive stuff, but it's on TikTok. Like it's stuff you would not expect on TikTok.
Uh huh. Yeah, fork
You're
it
not
over.
like here. Let me send it through. It's in general.
Uh huh.
Go through. Wait, you're on Kick. You're not going to get banned. You're not going to get banned on Kick for seeing that stuff.
No, not at all. Wait, why don't
Yeah,
I?
yeah. It,
How,
it, it,
wait, how do I look
so
at your
it's
shit?
oh, I think it's, is it private?
Yup, but let me see if I
I think
can.
it's private.
I can. Let me
Hmm.
see. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna log in with my. Um. Yeah, TikTok's fucking. Wait. Log in with email or username. Maybe that's it. What do you mean? Wait, what's my thing? Give me a second. I was gonna do this anyway. I gotta log in into my fucking account. Because I have it.
Yeah, and I'm having a tough time finding.
Yep, I have it set up on my phone. I just don't know what my username or anything is. I should plug this more often, honestly. Maybe do some, I don't know, prepared content for Kick or whatever. Yeah, guy. Jesus, why does it keep doing this? Mm.
Oh, what is this? Oh, dude, I'm just finding out. They take away the feature to show your likes.
Really?
It's like too messed up. Yeah, dude. A lot of people are having this issue where their likes are not able. Because I remember I never changed it. It's always been public so that everyone can see all the like like really dark humor on TikTok.
Uh huh.
But I have no option in my settings to turn my likes public anymore, and it says here that it's private. And I'm looking online, and other people are like, "Oh, mine just did this today as well," and they're like saying like, "Oh, I hate this thing. It's having the option removed." It seems like people are having that option removed. Bro, TikTok sucks. TikTok sucks.
It absolutely does. What do you mean maximum number of attempts reached? I never sent a code in my life. Holy shit, wait. Um, God damn it, dude. We were talking about platform optimization. This is not it, though. TikTok, you should, fix your shit or whatever. Hell yeah, I managed to do it. Let's go.
Dang, you did it? Okay. I
Yep.
might just you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just send try to see if you can see my likes, and if you can't, then
I know, I think I can. I think I can, but I logged in
oh,
into
you
the.
can?
I think I logged in into the wrong account. Wait, give me a second. Sorry. Jesus. Uh, okay, use phone or email. So I'm gonna have to use my other thing. That's so not based.
Oh, I'm going through my likes. Dude, there a year ago, there was this like wave of memes that were like, oh, when you get your first kill, hashtag relatable. Like
Uh huh.
it was just it was endless memes on my For You page about people like, oh, how it feels after you start killing and not caring. Like it was just so many of them. I'm like, yo, how is this not taken down, dude? And I think a lot of them are down now, but
Jesus, wait. Hold on. How the fuck can you? Is it possible to like see your the mobile phone that you use to log into TikTok, like on your phone? Should like settings and privacy. Maybe that's it. Settings. Oh, I don't have a. Wait, what? Jesus. Wait, privacy? No, that's not it. No thanks. I don't want to review your shit. Christ. Okay. Account information. Maybe that's it. Oh! So that's why I can't fucking log in. Wait. I'm fucking stupid. I used Gmail for TikTok, not my phone. Log in with password.
I'm right back. I'm gonna go get some water real quick.
Okay. Just don't worry about it. Count doesn't exist. Wow. How about now? Jesus. Okay, that's weird. Oh wait, I don't.
Also, yo, what's your yeah, what's the link to your Kick stream?
I think I post. Oh, normally when I go live, I post this on my notice board in my server, so you can just look there.
Oh, okay. Cool. I see it, yeah.
This email is linked to my account. Yeah, I get it. But why the fuck do I? Oh, I don't have a. I'm dumb. Turns out I don't even have a password for my. Shit. Wow. How stupid can I be? Holy fuck. Grum. I think I did it. No. I'm good. Okay. Let's see. See if this does anything. Okay. I think I'm in. Hell yeah, I'm in. Finally. Okay. I need to do something real quick. This username isn't available. One? No. Okay, this one works. Awesome. Can I just copy my Twitter thing? Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking of doing like prepared content for Kick for Jesus, not Kick, for TikTok. I just don't know where to start and how to fucking, you know, how to get it going.
Yeah. It's about time. But
Did
made
you
an account.
did you ever do like content specifically for TikTok?
No, I did not.
Well, did you ever
Maybe
consider
one
that?
day.
Oh, okay.
I considered it, but it's just there's it's a lot of effort to pop the videos in and do it the way that I would want to do it is I'd want to take the videos and I wouldn't want to have black bars at the top and bottom. I'd want to maybe put a caption on there or put like blur the background and put the same thing back there. I don't know what I'd want to do, but whatever I'd want to do, I'd probably want to maybe when I have more viewers, maybe when I'm actually monetized, I'll do something like that, you know?
Uh huh. Are you close to getting there? I mean,
On YouTube, I'm at like 600 subs. So, um, I mean, it depends on how well like the future of my uploads go because like if I don't upload for like a week or two, and I look at my stats again, it's like, oh, you lost 3 subscribers, you lost 4 subscribers in the past like week. I'm like, damn, dude. Okay, fine then. So um, yeah, I don't know. I seem to get a whole lot like all at once, like randomly, and then not a lot for months.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, no. I mean, yeah, TikTok is a weird beast for me, honestly. Because, like, I mean, all of those platforms fucking are. I've been a YouTuber since I was, like, what, 12 years old at this point. And YouTube is the only fucking platform I get intuitively, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yep, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I'm exactly the same.
yeah, and it was super fucking. So, what's your. I don't know if this is too personal, you don't have to answer. What's your background, like, just in general? Like, how did you. I don't know a lot about you, and I don't think you. I don't think a lot about you is public to begin with. So, like, how did you get into this? Like, what's the.
Like my background, like with content,
With content, with. Yeah, yeah, let's say content, yeah.
like so it's been like a passion thing for mine for like a really long time. I mean, it was like, you're a kid being a YouTuber is the dream job for whatever it might have been. There's this like I used to watch these YouTubers back in the day, Smosh, Nigahiga, all these people, and I'm
Mm
like, it was like the funniest thing in the world. So many of my friends still to this day, like we bonded over watching those videos. That was our education. That was our school right there. Like those were our real teachers, and and then I would like see like slowly over time from like 2006 to like 2009 from watching these videos. Um, it became clear. I'm like, yo, we could make these. Like 2009, I already had an iPhone by then. I was a spoiled kid.
hmm. Uh huh.
But I had an iPhone like 3G at the time. So I'm like,
Nice.
dude, we could just record these video. We could do this stuff. And my dad had like a camcorder thing, a really old one with a like cassette tape thing on the inside. And he would occasionally record videos like for the family and stuff like that and edit it with that. And they were always edited so poorly, and some like really really funny videos were made. My brother made a school project. My older brother, he like, and it was the most like garbage video. It went totally overboard. The plot like got super out of hand. You know how it is when you're like, you're making videos like that. Oh, I'm gonna make a funny YouTube video, and it just spirals like completely out of control. Has nothing to do with the actual school project anymore. So like I'm watching all this stuff, and it's like so funny, and they're like some of the best laughs I ever had. And I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do this, and I started uploading in like 2010, like with a friend on his channel. I mean, because I didn't know how to upload, he would upload for both of us. We had like a shared channel, and then I made my own channel, and then deleted it because I was ashamed, and then made another channel, and then deleted that one. And over time, all this like I made the channel that you saw the clip on. I made it as like just a clip channel for streams. It's not. It's a pretty new channel considering all this stuff. I think I made it in like 2021 or something like that. But I went through it, and I'm like, I'm making this channel to take stream clips, just interesting things I think, or like moments from the stream that I could just put on here, and then save the link in some note for some future thing. Like anything I would want to clip for, to share with someone or anything like that. And I'm not going to delete any of these videos because I've deleted so many of my past videos. I'm not going to delete any of these, but I have made a lot of them privates. I think I have like 150 or something like that, maybe 200 private videos on it. And I also
Oh.
have a stream archive channel. I have a VOD channel where pretty much everything's private actually, but like 80% of the videos on it are private. But I upload all my streams and like completely unedited, and I just save it private because YouTube will save all of it. Like YouTube's not gonna get rid of it, so
Mm
it's unlimited free storage, you know. And every time I like go like, I've always wanted to make it a career. So I'm like, let me go and shoot music videos for people and film stuff and everything like that. And every time I go do anything like that, I just take all the footage from my camera, put it into Premiere, make it one giant like 7 hour long, you know, video with all the raw footage in it and just upload it to YouTube, so I don't have to keep it in my hard drive. So
Yeah.
unlimited free. Yeah, so that's what it's been. I have a main channel which I don't upload much to, but I think I'm gonna start uploading more and more onto there. And it's like this channel is not for it's not friendly to the algorithm, and it's become a thing that I've completely detached myself from the views on this. It's just, oh, if there's a experiment or a trip or something we're doing or anything like that, and I get a lot of cool footage from it, I'm like, you know what, screw it, might as well make a little like compilation of it. If I have something really good that I really like that I want to go back and watch, like it's funny, I want to share it with my friends, I want to watch it with my family, stuff like that, I'll make a little thing for it and then pop it in here. And these are my favorite videos. They're my best videos, but they're filled with so many inside jokes and like things that don't make sense unless you were there and all that
Uh-huh.
stuff. So it's more so for memories than it is for like anything else or like trying to hit the algorithm or anything like that.
But like I've seen. So wait, your main channel, quote unquote, is the channel where I saw the video, right? Or is that a?
No, 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 no. That's my clip. That's my clip channel. I just set my main channel in Discord, and I really don't. I just keep it simple. I really don't upload on there all that much. Um, I uploaded 5 months ago. That's pretty common for me. But yeah, I'm going on a trip in January, like January 2nd to 4th to Houston, and it's going to be like it's a huge like networking event. I want to make a main channel video for that one, for memories and all that. This is stuff that I want to like look back on in the future and like reminisce about it and all. That's what this main channel is for.
Uh huh. No, no, I get it. It's
So I don't
like.
treat YouTube like a, yeah, I don't treat it like a business or anything like that. Although I do spam clips on my clips channel with the intention of, I mean, part of the intention is definitely to get views and get monetized.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see you were at least like a Brawlhalla nerd too at one point. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. I used to play Brawlhalla back in like 2016, 17. Stopped for a long time. And then me and my friends were like, you know what? Let's just hop back on it. This is like a little after all the like the COVID hype like died down, but people were still like staying indoors a lot of the time, and Twitch was booming and all that stuff. And we're like, you know what? Screw it. Let's play it again. So we all hopped back on. Got like six of my friends on there, and had like a good like 2 nights of like really fun Brawlhalla play, and just made that. And occasionally, all those 47 views are from the people in the video. I swear, they're like none of them are. None of maybe one or two of them are from other people, but it's all just like us just like putting it on in the background, like when we go to like a friend's basement and just going through like the funny moments of the video.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah, I
channel,
get
I'm
it.
not worried about subscribers or anything. I do
Mm-hmm.
I have 283 subs on this channel, and it's stable because I've had this one for a while. I've had this one since 2013, and I uploaded on it a long time ago, but I deleted all those videos. So
Yeah, I mean that's
these are just
a.
empty subs.
There's like an element of I don't know teenage shame or like post teenage shame when it comes to YouTube. So I'd imagine that like most people
Yep,
of our
yep.
generation have a bunch of private videos, even successful channels.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like.
My intentions changed so much too. I mean, back I was so hyper focused on trying to make it a career, and that resulted in like just like yeah, even I would never ever make videos like that today. It's crazy that I was so like I'm looking back and I'm like I was a slave to it. I was a slave. I'd given in to the machine that wanted me to just slave away and not like actually find any happiness in this. And you know, everyone knows the all the advice and all the you know, if you try to if your goal is to maximize views and all that stuff, it'll change the way you make content, and it's no better than a 9 to 5 basically because it's not like the whole point of that dream of you know doing what you love, that passion that you had, the original motive for doing it is not there anymore. Like everyone knows all this stuff. It was just really hard to implement it. I made a really successful channel in 2017, and
Mm-hmm.
and it got like it peaked at 17,000 subscribers and 6 million total views. But man, it was just it was any. I would just take memes from Twitter and upload it. I would take like copyrighted content. I would take like ideas from Rap Genius and like I would spam download videos from YouTube, and then I would notice if one of them was deleted or gone, I would just re-upload it. It was non-stop, an insane amount of I would be uploading 3 or 4 times a day on it, just spamming on it, and then it got a bunch of copyright strikes, got deleted. I got stuck on that for a while, and that honestly, I mean, you know, you regret those kinds of things for a little while, and they sting, they hurt for a little while, losing a channel that big. But from that, I've kind of developed like, obviously, no one's completely immune to it ever, but I've developed a pretty strong immunity to like being moved by the numbers, to like all my friends sports bet. I tried it. I actually tried to get into it. I can't get into it. I tried gambling. I can't get into it. It doesn't affect me. I'm not interested. It bores me. I tried worrying about the views, and sometimes it does hit me. I mean, views I think actually are a way stronger drug, because not only do they mean money, they mean attention. So it means influence. Like I think it's stronger than you know, earning a bunch of money. Honestly, like in terms of the addictive power of it, but. Uh, it's hardly a struggle for me to do YouTube in a way that I love it, rather than being, you know, told what to do by the views and by the algorithm,
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
that deletion, I think.
yeah. There's like a, I don't know if you know, by any chance, do you know who Sneeko is?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
He had like a very big resurgence lately because he got unbanned on YouTube, I think, like not that long ago, right? And it was such a, I obviously, I mean, my non-existent audience knows this. I disagree with him quite a bit, if not just 1,000,000%, on pretty much anything. But watching him pump out the quote unquote old Sneeko for this, and to just make what was arguably his best content. And it just
Yeah,
feels
I
so
liked old Sneako's videos.
true. That was, I mean, a lot of his critics don't even know that old Sneeko existed, right? Because, like, that kid was insanely
Great.
introspective. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
amazing. I don't know, but like just watching him do it again, all over again, and it just feels very. I don't know. It still feels like Sneeko. It still feels very disagreeable. It still feels very, very. I don't know. Very rubbish coded, if that makes sense. But at the same time, it kind of recaptured this energy that I feel like a channel of his size kind of needed, and the space in which he was in as well. I mean, not to be glazing the guy, but like I don't know. It feels very organic, return wise. I fuck with it. That's kind of a
I like to, yeah, I like to give Sneeko the benefit of the doubt, because I always think like those kinds of guys who, it's clear in his early videos, in his earliest videos where he was just like trying to be super innovative and trying to make like very high effort content, and he really had a message to put out there, and he was passionate about it. He was super deeply passionate about it. It seems to me like those kinds of guys who have this like relentless desire to be vulnerable, to be authentic, they they get like they get pushed around by differing ideas all the time. They'll come across something that they'll latch onto, or maybe they'll have some, like, you know, traumatic is like such a serious word, but like minorly, you know, mentally traumatic experience with some community where they'll be cast out or ostracized or whatever. They'll see some problem with it, and they'll be like, they'll basically become like a extremist kind of activist in one way or another, whichever way Sneeko, you know, pushed his content into was just the way that he was pushed into. But it always felt to me like the guys like Sneeko, like they're just such their soul, for lack of a better word. Even though I'm not gonna believe in a soul or whatever, but like uh, their like character, their integrity of their character is volatile. Like they're never going to be satisfied with just like, going with the opinion that everybody else is having or whatever. And it seems like they're looking for problems. And I always felt like I had a little bit of this too, where I'm looking for problems to solve, like out of some moral righteousness of like, oh, I want to solve problems. I'm looking for problems to solve, and then I'm like, if there's no problems, if people are not asking for help, and maybe there is problems, but maybe I'm making them up. Maybe I'm looking for problems where there is none, and because of my desire to solve them, whether or not it's actually like a innate like good desire or is just something I've attached to my identity and I feel prideful in, like, oh, look at me, I'm solving problems. It's if there is none, then if that's my incentive, I might just create them. I might just create those problems. I might, you know, be drawn to things and opinions and viewpoints and people and all this stuff that like I would just create the chaos for myself. And I mean, I'm nowhere near as ballsy as early Sneeko to make the kinds of videos he did with like the high level messages that he was giving. And I have so much, I hold those videos in so much, it's such great esteem that it's like there's a balance. It seems like if you're gonna make videos that great, you're gonna have very hard fall offs as well. You're gonna, completely degenerate and become a cuck and all this stuff as well. Like you're gonna be so easily susceptible to these things. The fact that people can have such, deep and nuanced and strongly resonating, like hard hitting opinions on like difficult issues is because they struggle with them so intimately because of like, that those opinions develop as a necessity so that that person can like overcome those struggles, so I like to give him the benefit of the doubt. And like I hope that I always wish the best for him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people that are in his shoes, he was like very young when he first blew up. And he also had this kind of a nature that was very easily exploitable, right? Again, not to use terms like
Yeah, and
soul.
he seems like he doesn't have a great relationship with his parents either, to be honest. But that's
No,
yeah,
no,
continue.
true. But I mean, who does? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I feel like that's if
Yeah,
you're on YouTube, there's a high percent of a chance that you had not the best
true,
childhood. You know,
true.
it's just because you have to be very. I don't know if you agree with this or not, but like I feel like you have to be very. I don't know. Fucking, your ego has to be in very high esteem for you to be
Of
making
course, this is a
content.
selfish endeavor at its core, and the only way to really justify it is to like put yourself in high regard.
Do you feel like you have, or that you had issues with that in the past, or not?
I I look okay, so like in spirit, it's the same issue with me. But I mean, I have a good relationship with I have a good relationship with my mom, but my dad's not really. I mean, he left, so he's not really, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you know. I don't have a great relationship with him. Occasionally, I see him though. I don't have a great relationship with him, but um, for me, it was a poor relationship with the guidance in my life. Like, it's not just a bad parenting that I think will draw people to things like YouTube. I think it's whatever source you look to for, like, I had a lot of issues with authority. I got transferred to different classes quite a lot. So, like, I just always had issues with authority. I came across a lot of, like, conspiracy theory subreddits way back in the day. So I'd go through and When I'm like 9 years old, I'm trying to tell my parents that like, yo, the government is evil and all that stuff. And I don't know if being 9 years old and being on Reddit was the best idea, but the people that the sources of guidance that I was looking to was so unstable. It was like I grew up Muslim. I stopped being religious. I mean, it was questioned when I was like 7, and by the time I was like 11-ish, I was pretty much like I tell my parents like, "Yo, I'm straight up atheist," and basically no one else in my family is has ever gone that far, even though they've questioned it a little bit here and there. At least the guys have. But so I think it's if your source of guidance or any of your sources of guidance, because everyone's going to have a whole bunch, with the chat GPT is a great source of guidance for many people. Not great as in like it's good, but great as in like it's deeply influential to people. But like whatever sources of guidance you have growing up, when they become shaky and you start to see the holes in them, especially early on, I think that'll draw people to things like this, because there's such a element of self-sufficiency in this. There's such an element of like, you post what you love, you get paid, you wake up the next day with more money in your bank account, and there's safety in the vulnerability of posting on YouTube. I think the image has always been there like that, and people want an outlet to open up. They want an outlet to share themselves with other people, with the people that like respect them and love them and all that stuff. So I have a good relationship with my mom, but I don't think it's always the parents that does it. I think it's just the source of guidance.
No, no, that is true, 100%. I mean, but like, it always felt to me like I don't know. I've been a part of like many different, for the lack of a better term, social spaces growing up. Like I don't know. I was in bands growing up. I also like it. So I did the music thing. I was very big into like zines. I grew up in a very lefty kind of environment, right? So like it always felt to me like, oh, you can just pick and choose what you want to do. But then also, I mean, online, I was like very present during the GamerGate days. I was like a edgy gamer bro,
Same,
right? So
same. Yeah,
yeah,
that flipped things for me too.
but like at one point you kind of ground yourself in what you want to do and who you want to be. Like you become your own role model, essentially. You're like, oh, it is possible to be edgy, but also like just not a piece of shit. You know what I mean? It is possible to. I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
adulthood, especially if you're like into in the public domain to like any degree, a lot of your adult years are gonna be spent in with like reconciling your past self or your past selves with who you want to be ultimately.
For sure.
And it's strange because like ultimately what you do is just mediating uh mediating these two modes of being, right? With the internet telling you that you suck for a variety of different reasons.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think YouTube also. I think YouTube also makes. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely different motivations for different people, but I think it also gives a sense of autonomy. It gives a sense of like, this is the one-stop shop. It's like the identity that people don't like, that they know me as, or whatever. If they don't understand me, this is like how I can be authentic and how people can understand me.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like there's a other side to it, which is like I never want to share my videos with like people I know in real life, because I'm always so scared. And then I'm like, what the hell am I scared for? To show my true self? I mean, that's how I am on my channel.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember seeing I'm gonna butcher this so bad because I don't know the context why this happened or why I was even watching this, but I remember seeing something on your, I think it was your VOD channel if I'm not mistaken, uh where you were like, it was just a cam stream essentially, so you weren't really doing anything research wise or like note taking wise, but it was just you and your buddies hanging out and chatting. The VOD was titled something like "First Time Meeting X Person." I don't know if you remember this.
Oh, I'm sure I have a few of those. I've done so many streams where it's just talking to people, and then I just wanted to save the conversation, so I just throw it up on YouTube.
Mm. Yeah, that's arguably the best stuff, right? Because like, uh, there isn't really a narrative that you're trying to push. You're just having organic conversations ultimately, and posting them for
Potentially, there's always going to be a balance. There's always going to be a struggle of like, I'm aware that I'm on your stream. I'm aware that like that, that anytime I'm like on Discord or people, I'm always thinking like, okay, maybe I'm on someone's stream. So it's never going to be 100% authentic. But when I'm a consumer, I appreciate people's authenticity, and it's gotten to the point where I I've had my ups and downs with YouTube.
mm-hmm.
I don't want to make YouTube videos if I'm not being authentic. If I myself am giving like selling my soul for for the views and for the money or whatever, it's I don't want that. It doesn't matter how many views I get. It's not worth it. I'm selling my car for gas money at that point. It just doesn't make sense to me because I want to do YouTube so I could be authentic, so I could like show my true self and like develop my true self like that. But like if I'm sacrificing that to earn money to get bigger on YouTube to then do that, I've never seen anyone do that and actually be authentic in the end. I've always seen people get addicted to it. They get addicted to the views, and it's super strong. The views, the subscribers, it is an insanely strong addiction. And I've always seen people say, "Okay, I'm gonna do this now, and then once I'm up, then I'm gonna make the content I actually want to make." I've never seen that happen. In like big situations, I'm sure it's happened to a certain extent. I'm sure people have had their, you know, it's ebbed and flowed for them, like inauthentic and authentic, and the kind of content they want to make versus the kind of content they think they should make to appease the algorithm. And people have their own ups and downs with it. But in my like real life, all the people that I've talked to, people that I've like DM'd or seen or any of these instances like that, even outside of content, just in relation to like what people do for work and all that stuff, I've never seen them go, okay, I'm just going to make a whole lot of money, then I'm going to stop and I'm going to do what I love instead. I'm going to start a drop shipping store, make a few $100,000, then get out of drop shipping and actually sell something that's actually good and useful for the world rather than this drop ship garbage. But on the other hand, I've seen people start a drop shipping store, find success, make a few $100,000, then sell even more garbage and make millions, and then sell even more garbage and even more. And then I'm like, hey, what about this original plan that you had, this passion to make like a fashion brand, and you said you just wanted to do drop shipping just to, transition into it. And they're like, honestly, I don't even enjoy that anymore. And I'm like, damn, dude, I don't want to lose my soul like that. So whether or not my content ever gets views or not, I'm gonna keep making it the way I make it.
Well, I mean, you to some extent you are right, just objectively, because like at the end of the day we are having this conversation because there was something to your content from my point of view, right? I reached out to you because I was like, hey, this guy seems interesting. It would be kind of fun to just chat and see where we're at. It was
That's
mostly
cool.
just
Crazy that it worked out.
yeah, yeah. It was more so just oh shit, like uh someone's actually like dissecting all of these things and is making like just has insightful takes because like when I got into the
That's what.
fucking when I got into the fucking uh politics slash philosophy slash whatever the fuck space uh, on YouTube, Twitch, and whatnot, it was more so like, oh, I'm gonna approach this from like a more scholarly-ish kind of perspective, but I also have this very toxic internet background that could be a nice asset to have in these discussions, especially if like things get adversarial and whatnot, because I know how to defend my shit, right? At the end of the day, but like
Mhm.
most of the people that I talked to, during that first wave of me streaming, it just made me like incredibly blackpilled, right? It just made me feel like, oh shit, what I set out to do isn't really gonna happen because like a lot of these people just want to attack character instead of hashing out differences in ideas, and it just
Yeah, I felt
it
that
felt
too.
bad.
There's these like philosophy Discord servers that I'm in, and occasionally I hop in on one of them, but and they're always talking in there. Like I look in there, yeah, there's three people talking in it right now, the philosophy chat. And anytime I go in there, it's just toxic conversations.
Uh huh. Have you spent any time in DGJ at all, or is that not your?
DJ, I've never even heard of that. What is that?
It's basically it's Destiny's Discord, right?
Oh, oh,
I was that's kind of how I got my start initially. I was like just arguing with people in that server, and that's how funnily enough, that's how I met Rem and all them, right? Ask Yourself and like all these other philosophy characters that were all kind of circulating around that fucking community. But like, I don't know, it just feels to me like, oh shit, there was like an element of we can have these discussions, but I have to be careful with who I'm having them with if I want to preserve my sanity, right? Which is kind of a bad place to be in, just mentally, because like uh, I feel like for people like us, it's detrimental to what we are, and we kind of have to have these discussions fearlessly, right? I don't know if you agree, but like,
everyone's looking to defend themselves. Yeah, everyone's looking to defend their ideas, their identity, their beliefs, and they will go to the ends of the earth to not change. And
uh huh,
everyone, we all have a little bit of that. We all have that instinct in us to a certain extent.
true.
Like we don't want to, be completely destroyed by everybody else and change so rapidly. But I don't know. Lately in this philosophy journey, I'm thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe like flowing, like some esoteric, like poetic idea of like letting your identity on the surface, be shattered repeatedly over and over and over again, but have the like strength and confidence to know that your like deeper identity of knowing how you can change and how you can, grow and continue to like act in the world will like be fine in the end. And um, it's I used to get really enraged by all that, by like a lot of political and philosophical arguments. Now I don't get so enraged anymore. It's just I just find it so unproductive usually because um, if if you're gonna teach somebody, I feel like unless there's an already established level of like respect or like okay, I'm going in to learn from this person, like a teacher or like a parent or someone like that, where you already hold that what they say in high regard and you want to be influenced by it, then if you're gonna teach someone, I feel you have to also be willing to change yourself equally as much. You have to be willing to learn equally as much from them. If it's like a just person to person, like just a normal relationship, someone giving advice to somebody else, like uh, I hear these arguments about like, oh, Israel, Palestine, or whatever, and I'm like, damn, no one is budging even slightly, even a little. And like, really, what's the point of it? Really, what's the point if you're not even willing to go in there and go like, you know what, maybe I might change myself. And then I find, rarely, rarely I find when people do change, oftentimes they might overcompensate it a little bit, and oftentimes it seems like they developed it as a skill, I think, because they noticed this as well. But when you show that humility and you're like, you know what, I'm willing to change my thing or whatever, then other people are also more receptive to changing as well. There seems to be a balance in that. But man, people really want to defend themselves like vehemently. Like, don't let off the gas even a little on Discord, at least.
Yeah, yeah, that's like a, and there's also like this phenomena of I don't know how else to call it, fucking digital balls, where people will engage with you in the most inflammatory way possible, and then I've had the displeasure of meeting some of these characters IRL, and their whole fucking demeanor changes. Not to sound like a schoolyard bully or whatever, but like their whole fucking demeanor changes as soon as they see you. which is like
Yeah.
we were talking about authenticity earlier, and I'm always asking like, shit, are you like which version of you are you ultimately? Um, because like I don't believe that um, IRL confrontations based on ideas are really that fucking scary or hard or whatever the fuck. People just
Yeah.
don't wanna have those like at all.
Yeah. It's definitely more anxiety to the IRL, confrontation than an online, because you can't block them IRL, but um, yeah.
Yeah,
Neither of those are their true self.
no, true, true. But it's like I don't know. I mean, at this point, I was like very like a year and a half ago. I might have been much more fucking ready to just shit on people straight up for no adequately explored reason because I just kind of gave in to the black pill, right? I was like, okay, let's fucking just be as inflammatory as possible. But then when I met a few people that are not in the streaming world but still hop on stream every once in a while, I started realizing that like, oh shit, there's like a sensibility that I could learn from hanging out with these people more often, normie people, for the lack of a better term, right? Not to be
Yeah, yeah.
not to be like a oh shit norm equals bad. In this case, it's like
It- there's a value in being normie.
absolutely, absolutely, because like you're you get fundamentally brain broken from doing this shit, especially if you're like into conversing with different types of people. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And a lot of the problems that people online will complain about don't affect normies even a little.
Uh huh. True.
So I don't know. They
True.
seem to have they seem to have a lot of stuff down, like waking up on time, going to work, like
Shit.
getting their shit together, starting a family.
Yup.
It seems to not be such a crazy struggle for them.
Yeah, absolutely. They seem far more well adjusted than people on here.
So yeah, there's definitely a balance. But have you ever eaten like a handful of pistachios all at once? And it's like, I think I just ate a whole bunch of pistachios all at once, and I'm like, it's pistachios are only good when you eat one at a time. When you like drip feed yourself pistachios, I don't know if
Uh,
you ever felt that feeling, but they taste terrible if you eat too many at once. It ruins the flavor of them.
absolutely. I would argue it's the same with popcorn. This is kind of like my controversial food take. Um, I don't know. I've always been like
No,
it's about the experience. It's like don't rush it. Just with ever played Yu-Gi-Oh by any chance growing up?
no, I never. I know about it. I never played it though.
Okay, so my channel initially started out as like a Yu-Gi-Oh only channel, right? I used to like post different deck profiles, just kind of theory, deck building analysis, shit like that. And then I stopped uploading stuff on YouTube for like 8 years, I think. And then last summer, when I kind of started getting back into the game more competitively again for the upteenth time, I was like, okay, I might as well just revive this channel. I used to do like back in the day. I used to do a bunch of anime analysis videos with Yu-Gi-Oh and other stuff, and nowadays I just kind of do everything from fucking Mario Let's Plays to these types of discussions and debates, right? So it's like I do a whole bunch of shit. I don't really limit myself to anything. Sounds
Sick,
cringe, but
sick. I like that.
you know,
Is this going up on YouTube, or do you have like a VOD channel that you post this stuff to?
this is gonna go up on the main channel. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, cool.
I am thinking of making like a second channel for more, debate slash just kind of conversation type of stuff. But I don't know. I don't think I'm there yet. I'm gonna put all my eggs in the main channel basket and then see what I can do with it. But if I don't know, I'm leaning more towards making it not necessarily separate, but just have this other kind of hub for non-gaming stuff. and non-video essay stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, stream
I get it.
highlights, clips,
All right.
shit like that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head out.
Thank you for the chat. Love you. Be careful. Stay safe. I'll give you the perms and shit so you can hop in whenever you want. Usually when I'm live, I'm in this channel in particular. So if you ever want to chat, you can hop on.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Same.
Okay. Bye.
I'll see you.
See you around. Take care. These guys are playing Helldivers based.